The Archaic period. During the Archaic period, the villages that emerged in the pre-dynastic gradually unite to form the Great Kingdom of Egypt. The young civilization finds a capital, secures its border, and masters the waters, and builds the first monumental tomb. Alright, let's go to Nekhen. 1,000 pops, 10 modest apartments. Let's go. The first pharaoh.
As the people who live along the Nile still struggle to survive in this harsh environment, a local king named Narmer has risen.
Narmer.
Though Narmer has dominion over much of this land, full unification of the twin kingdoms has yet to be achieved. In commemoration of his accession, Narmer wishes your family to establish and govern a new city at Nekhen. This city will have temples to many of the gods of Egypt and numerous places of entertainment.
All right. It's exciting. Multiple gods. The patron god in this region is Ra, but Osiris and Bast are also worshipped here as local deities. Make sure the city has no more temples and shrines Make sure the city has more temples and shrines dedicated to Ra, but don't neglect the local deities either. To accommodate your most valued citizens, make sure they have access to temples dedicated to different gods. Oh boy, my favorite, god juggling. So this is just kind of like a general aside. I can't actually bring up the world map. I'm sure we'll bring up the world map later. We'll talk about it then. Let's get rid of those trees. We don't need them. So this is going to be a pretty standard house layout for me. Not like this size. I could actually go a little bit bigger here. Let's do something like this. So a lot of layouts are going to involve basically city blocks. And what I'll do is I'll have like a block of housing here, and then I'll have everything I need feeding into it. And then I'll have a block of housing over here, and I'll have everything feeding into it. So I kind of like tend to make like small self-sufficient towns, basically. I don't know if I'll do that for every mission. I'm gonna try to change things up a little bit because I don't want to be just building the same city over and over again, because I think that would get pretty dull. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how things progress. Why am I building religion first? Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I have 1,000 or 100 people. I would be very confused if I had 1,000 people already. All right, I think we're going to do that, and then we're going to build a couple work camps over here. And we're going to get some grain farms going. Maybe we'll do something like this and see how that works. Yeah, that should be a good start. And we'll put a granary here. I'm struggling a little bit to learn what the icon for everything is, but I'll get there, I'm sure. Like that. And then we'll put a bazaar. And my service building. So the firehouse and the architect's post. And the physician. I don't want to forget the physician. That's a bad idea. There we go. And then let's also build some temples. Ooh, that's not a lot of starting food. Okay. Well, it is what it is. We're just going to kind of park these along here. And we're also going to put a temple to Ra over here. There we go. So we don't have any place to store this straw. So it's just going to be wasted for now until we have. Oh, okay. I was a little bit confused for a second. I'm like, are they gonna live? No, they are very dead. They are very dead. It's fine, don't worry about it. Their sacrifice was completely in vain. Alright. So we really didn't get that much food. They only have 481 grain. That might be enough for a couple of buildings. But it is what it is. We'll have to wait next year to get any other kind of food. Sometimes... Oh, we have barley too, but we can't build any. Okay. Sometimes you'll have, like, secondary sources of food. That does not seem to be the case here. So the other thing about building, like, blocks of housing is that it allows you to put, like, beautification behind the housing. Oh, that's a pretty looking house. Or a pretty looking, house. Garden. Fancy. And that'll help improve the desirability without, like, taking up vital space for industry or anything else that you need, basically. So that's kind of how I do these things. Like I said, I'm probably going to try to change up my city building strategy, but this is like my standard go-to, this is how I build my towns in Pharaoh kind of things. 10-layer shell in a very specific configuration that requires hundreds of hours of trial and error for them to align into frames of bad apple, which are then have to be put in the right order. It's quite the task. Yeah. See, the first time I played Dyson Sphere Program, I built a single Dyson Sphere with one shell, and I'm like, yeah, I did it. Yay. And that was it. And that was before the, what was it called? The dark fog, or whatever they call the hostile entities that are in the game now. It was much more open builder thing. I need to play that game. Stop making me want to play that game, Tetrahedron. We're playing Pharaoh today. It's the farthest away from a Dyson Sphere you can get. Literally, like, Dyson Sphere all the way on the other side of civilization from ancient Egypt. Farming grasslands and building pyramids. Alright, let's speed this up a titch, just a little bit, just to get to the point where we actually can get some food. I think there's always going to be this, like, dull period right at the start of building your town, where if you're only relying on farming, where nothing's going to happen for a whole year because you're waiting for farming. That's just kind of the way it goes, unfortunately. Which is why if there's alternative ways to feed your people, it's usually worth it. Is that a cloud? Does the game have clouds? Wait, the game has clouds. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know why that excites me so much, but that's really cool. So, the original game did not have clouds. That is an aesthetic choice that the remake put in. That's really neat. I like that. It adds a little bit of character. Just a little bit of character without, like, intruding on the game design. It's nice. It's nice. Alright, we should be about ready to harvest here. I actually should have quite a lot of food. Maybe I'll need a second granary, actually. That might not be a bad idea. It's usually good to over-harvest. To have more food than you necessarily need. Just so that you know that you have enough food for the coming year. Because that's a real big problem, is if you don't have enough food to last a year, you'll have, like, a mass evacuation of the town, like, 6 months in when you run out of food. So you really want to make sure that you're stockpiling whatever food that you need when you need it. I also usually put a roadblock like here, but I don't know. It might mess with this building. Yeah. Will it though? Maybe not. Maybe that'll be fine. No, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. All right, we have plenty of food. That's very good. Now we just have to wait for the bazaar to distribute it. Shouldn't take too long. I say as, excuse me, knock knock. Okay, wait, no. Are you gonna do?
I do my best to give the people.
You're not. Are you gonna go get the food? Excuse me. You have no. I guess you still have a little bit of food. What is going on? They never distributed the food from last time. Game? Hold on. Let's build another bazaar, maybe. Yes? Wait. I'm really I'm done. I'm just no, I'm done. I'm going. You guys don't want me here anymore anyway. I need water. I completely forgot about water. I forgot that water is a resource that we need. What if the water was the friends we made along the way? What if it was? I don't know. But at least now we have water. Hooray. It's a miracle. Now we need food. Maybe we can get some food. Yeah, there we go. Phenomenal. Sophisticated Egyptians like to listen to music in their leisure time, as well as take in the occasional juggling performance. While only jugglers can perform at the small booth, both jugglers and musicians can perform together at a bandstand. Build a bandstand at an intersection and a conservatory nearby to train musicians. Access to multiple types of entertainment greatly enhances the quality of life in your town. Yeah, we're gonna build a grandstand. Beer and barley farming. Fellow Egyptians have perfected the art of brewing beer. Who needs water when we can brew beer instead, right? It should become a very popular liberation throughout Egypt. With a supply of barley from the local farms, brewers will make beer and deliver it to storage yards for future distribution by bazaar workers, as well as food and pottery. I don't think we're going to get to beer production this year. Maybe we can next year, but right now we're going to build a band. Cool. We're going to build a bandstand. Can I just put it like there? That would make a lot more sense. Yeah, all right. And then we can build a conservatory over here. And a juggler school. over here. And then it could just kind of converge on the middle there. And we'll also plop a roadblock down right there. There we go. Alright, a large city needs to bring in additional revenue beyond its initial funding. One way to accomplish this is through taxation. In order to levy taxes, your city will need a palace and a tax collector. Make sure to build enough tax collectors to cover the whole city, especially against more well-to-do neighborhoods. Remember, the better quality of life enjoyed in a given house, the more taxes they will pay. Yeah, taxes! Finally! At Courthouse will send a magistrate to patrol the streets, which helps reduce the risk of crime by hearing the grievances and making sure the cooler heads prevail. So, there's actually... I remember reading a little bit online about, like, a big debate in the, like, Pharaoh city builder community. Yes, apparently that's a thing. And a lot of people don't see taxes as really worth it in this game. I will probably still tax my people into space, just because, look, if I have to pay taxes, my imaginary pixel people have to pay taxes too. That's the way it works. So, we're still going to be building tax places to tax the people. Alright, I want you to accept pottery. Can we do beer here too? What's this? What? Oh, we can figure out, like, what percentage of the storage yard. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's what we're doing. Oh, this is life changing. Yeah, we're gonna make some beer. It's great. I don't know if that was in the original game. I don't remember it being there, but that is a great feature if it wasn't. And, yeah, like I said, we probably won't get much beer this year. But next year we'll start beer production. Potter Brewery. There we go. We also actually need to be a little bit careful, because we don't actually have enough people right now to man all the things. But we still have like half of this town block to fill if we wanted to. I'm not quite to that point yet. I don't think we're quite to the point where we need another section of this city block. Yeah, we barely got any beer. We'll see if we can actually even make some beer with that. Yeah, I guess we'll get a single unit of beer produced. That's okay. How does our gods look? How happy are they? How angry are they? We should probably check. Sympathetic. You know what? Acceptable. I am okay with the gods being neutral to me, as long as they're not aggressively angry. It's when they get aggressively angry that I have to worry about it. Alright, let's see what else is on the map. Let's see if there's any... I mean, I guess there's not really much to explore, is there? There's a big blank desert area over here that's not really worth building in. We could probably put some housing up here if we need to expand. We could probably put some housing down here if we needed to expand. And we don't have water crossing yet. But we will at some point, I'm sure. Alright, we should start seeing our population go... Yeah, we're at 9% unemployment now. We should be able to build a village palace. We're gonna plop it right there. And then we're gonna build some tax collectors. Make some of that paper. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're doing good. We're doing a good job. Building picker. Sometimes you just want to place a building that can already be seen on the screen. Instead of going through the construction menu, you can simply copy and paste it with the building picker. Use Control and click on the building and voila, you can now place it wherever you want. I guess that's kind of neat. Oops, I want that. Wait, come back. If you build a mansion for yourself, you can draw a personal salary from the city's treasury. Personal funds are retained by your family to be used whenever the situation demands it, even in subsequent missions during the same period. Beware, though, as awarding yourself a higher salary than is due to your position can have detrimental effects on your standing in the kingdom. So, the personal salary and mansion, especially the personal salary, it's kind of like a rainy day fund that you can use later, like in later missions. You kind of want to build that up so that if there's ever a situation where like you need to like inject a bunch of money into the city or buy gifts to placate Pharaoh, that's just really about it. That's really about the only options you have there. You can do so. But it's also important to keep in mind that the money that you draw is drawn straight out of the city treasury. So if your city's not doing well and you're pulling a bunch of money in, it may not be the best idea to pull yourself a salary. But, you know, right now, we're fine. So where is the personal salary? Or the personal, yeah, the personal salary, the personal mansion? It's right there. We can kind of, this also has desirability, so we could actually put it like here and give it road access, and it'll increase the desirability of all the things around it. Those are things that you have to keep in mind when you're developing your city and thinking about desirability. Sometimes you need to do things like that. All right. So we now have these spacious homesteads. They can't evolve without beer, which we only have one thing of beer, so it's probably going to take some time for us to get that. What do we need? Modest apartments. I wish you could go in and see, like, what level the house is. And, like, go through, like, the different levels of all the housing. It doesn't seem like there's a way that you can do that here. Oh well, it is what it is. We're gonna drop down some plazas. Because we might as well, right? Now I'm noticing that the granaries are empty. How much food do we have? Not really a lot. I guess the houses themselves have a lot of food in them. So that's good, but we may want to build a couple more grain farms. I am so paranoid in this game about running out of food that I'll almost always overbuild on food. Just because, hey, where are you guys going?
People say that this city has plenty of food to go around.
Yeah, I was just talking about that, but where are you going?
People say that this city has plenty of food to go around.
All right, well, bye. I'll miss you. Maybe the housing is already filled. Maybe.
I heard there is a job here for anyone who wants one.
I don't know about that. Oh no, there's definitely a lot of unemployment. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so how is this going with 4 clay pits? We do have one that's not working. Maybe it is 3. That's weird. That's so weird. Maybe it's always been like that. I've just never noticed it before. That one surprised me. I've been known to make mistakes in the past. Alright, well, let's get a 3rd clay pit, I guess. We'll just kind of plop it there. speaking of other things I tend to overbuild on, I often overbuild on pottery. Because pottery is super easy to make, and you can export it for lots of money. So any game where I can build a lot of, like, pottery-producing buildings, I'll almost always build a lot of pottery industry, just because I can export it. I can make a lot of money on it. It's pretty good. Now, looking at this, I kind of want to take a look at our risks overlay. And take a look at, like, collapse risk. That looks good. And fire risk? Yeah. Yeah, so I only have one firehouse, so I should probably put another one over there. Just to make sure that my city doesn't burn down, because we don't want my city burning down. My city burning down is a very bad thing. Okay. Now, what we could do... That's kind of cool. That's really interesting. Huh. I like that. That's really neat. I may just, like, keep that up there. That's actually a really good tool to have. Just, like, an icon that you can look at to just, like, casually see, like, where you are in the flood stages and like how good or bad the next flood's going to be. Interesting. That's interesting. I like that. It's neat. All right, once we get a bunch of beer, we should be good to go, right? We had beer. We still have beer. I don't know why it's not being distributed. We're not missing anything. Not this time. Alright, I'm guessing she's going to go pick up beer? No, she's going to pick up food. There we go, she picked up beer.
Maybe I just carry baskets now.
I can't actually see what they have. No, they grabbed pottery. Okay, she has the beer. Alright, we got this. Lots of beer, lots of pottery. Excellent. Water crossings. Ferries can help your cities run more smoothly. Carefully placed water crossing ferries or bridges. Let the inhabitants of your city reach otherwise inaccessible parts of the landscape to find prey or other valuable resources. In some cases, they can improve the timeliness of certain delivery people by shortening their journeys. So, water crossing, specifically the ferry. I know there are bugs with the ferry, like reading in the discussions of the game online. In the remake, in this game, there are bugs with the ferry where sometimes, like, they don't work. So, that's something that we're going to have to be aware of moving forward. Alright, are these modest apartments? They are. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have plenty. We just have to get the beer distributed. Okay. Once everybody gets drunk, we are good on this map. Hooray. Yay, beer. Wait a second. Excuse me, game. Can I not count? Apparently I cannot count. Is there anywhere in here that I can see society? History. Society. What? Alright, well, whatever. I guess we'll just build some more housing then. Let's see. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We definitely have enough. Oh, we don't have the population. Okay. Look, it's fine. I'm used to having the population before I have the building requirements. It's fine. I'm okay, I promise. I'm not losing my marbles. You're losing your marbles. I'm fine. I'm fine. This is all fine. I promise. Alright, let's go ahead and beautify this a little bit. Just to make sure everything's okay with this. It should be. I mean, the desirability in this area should be fine. It should be good enough anyhow. Alright, we just need food and population, basically. I'm used to overbuilding on houses, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit. Then we'll just slow down once we get close to 1,000 pops. Again, for viewability, I'm trying to use the speed settings. If I was just playing this casually, like, on my own, I probably wouldn't even touch the speed settings unless I was, like, building a pyramid or something. Because like, this game, city building games, Pharaoh, Banished, RimWorld, Dwarf Fortress even, any of those kinds of games, I don't know, I just kind of like to chill and watch things evolve. I don't know, I don't usually like just speeding through it. That's something that always drove me nuts about watching people play. I think it was Banished. Was it Banished? Yeah, it was Banished. Banished is such a, like, zen game where you relax and you build a small city. And I just see people fast forward through it. And then as everything spirals and falls apart, they're like, oh, I don't understand how this happened. Well, it's because you didn't relax and you just sped through it. It's because you didn't just kind of chill and enjoy yourself. And I see the similar issues with RimWorld too. I don't know. This may just not be the genre for me. Maybe everybody wants to just speed through to the juicy parts. Who knows? Maybe I'm the weird one. Okay, I know we have... Yeah, we definitely have enough space now. We're just waiting for people to come in. And we could probably build a courthouse to make this go even faster. We can do that, yeah. We have the technology. I don't actually know how courthouses affect desirability. I don't know. It doesn't say. Okay. I could probably figure it out. Let's see. Desirability overlay. Least desirable places in town. What if I delete this? Is that worse? I can't really tell. It looks like it got... I don't know. This definitely looks redder, but this looks like it was slightly better. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it has no impact on desirability. Who knows? I don't know. All right, we should be good to go. Once these people get in, we will be a-okay. Couple more people, then we get to get jump scared by the victory screen. Nope, I was expecting more people to be in that little cluster. Uh-oh. What are you devolving for? You don't have access to a physician. Okay.
Well done. Thanks to your capable leadership,
Okay.
Egyptian
All right.
civilization has advanced considerably and will continue
Yeah,
to do so
yeah.
in the coming decades.
You heard it here first, folks. The key to advancing civilization is beer. All right, let's get the screenshot for the boys, and by the boys I mean me. And let's go to the next mission.